I've worked with thousands of golfers over the age of 60 in the past 15 years of training. And the top 3 things that they all struggle with is number 1, mobility, having the flexibility to be able to get a full shoulder turn and then separate and use their hips on the downswing. The other thing is stability. So being able to really stay stable in that lower body and then swing hard and be able to maintain and control that. And then the last thing is balance. Just being able to stand on one leg is tough for most, but when you add that lack of mobility, lack of stability, and you're trying to swing harder, you're going to lose your balance. So we want to make sure that you can control that swing and have the balance. And I'm going to give you the top 5 things that I work on with all those clients. So let's address the first thing, and that's mobility. Or we'll look at shoulder turn, because if you can't make a full shoulder turn, chances are you're either going to stand up in your swing, you're going to lean over where you're trying to feel like you're turning your shoulders, or you're just not going to turn your shoulders. It's going to lead to an over the top because you don't make a full backswing. So we're going to do these 2 exercises here. First one is called open books, and it's one of my favorites. It feels good, clients enjoy it, and it's easy to do, but it's going to make a huge impact in your swing. So you're going to lay, we'll call it the hook line position or the fetal position. So you're going to lay on with your knees pulled up as high as you can. Then you're going to stack your hands like this, and then from here what we're going to do is we're going to take our top hand and you're going to follow it with your eyes, keep your elbow bent, and go back as far as you can go. You should try and keep your knees together. If you feel like your knee is coming up, that means you're really tight. And number 2, you want to hold it down with this right arm. And you're going to go back as far as you can go and follow that hand with your eyes. Hold it for about 3 seconds, and then we'll bring it back as far as you can, reaching all the way here. Follow with your eyes. This whole time you're getting that whole shoulder turn, so you're stretching all through here, that thoracic spine. It's a great exercise to get that shoulder turn that you're going to need in your swing. All right, so we'll do 10 to 15 on each side of that. The next one we're going to do is from your hands and knees. And all you're going to do is put your hand behind your head, just like this. You're going to take your elbow, go down to your opposite knee, and then come up as high as you can go. Just like that. The main thing that I see with my clients is their hip tends to kick out. So when they get up here, their hip goes way out like this. You want to maintain that stability in that lower body there and keep that hip stable, and then go up as high as you can, come all the way down, and then back up as high as you can go. Really working on that thoracic turn. That's going to help you to get more shoulder turn in your golf swing. Okay, next let's talk about stability. And what stability is basically is keeping your body from moving too much side to side, forward to back, being able to control that mobility or lack of mobility. So what we want to do is we can't talk about stability without talking about, number 1, the glutes. The glutes are the biggest stabilizer in the lower body, and most people, I'm going to say 99% of people, can't fire them when they need to, especially in the golf swing. And then the number 2 is the core. So the core being that muscle that goes all the way around the stomach, not just your abdominals, but there's muscles that go all the way around the stomach that hold that whole body, basically hold it stable. That's your foundation. That's the center of your body. So let's go 2 exercises that are going to work your glutes and your core. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay down on your back, and from this position here, there's a thing called a pelvic tilt. And if you watch the strings in my pants here, we're going to try and take the strings towards my chin by lifting my butt slightly off the ground, pushing my back into the ground. And then from here, I'm going to push the strings away from my chin by arching my back so I can get my hand underneath my lower back if I needed to. And now I'm going to come back, same position, going towards the chin, and I'm just going to hold the butt squeeze. I'm pushing through my heels. I'm squeezing the glutes, arms off the floor, just so you don't have that added stability from the arms. You want the glutes to do all the work here. And we're just going to lift. As long as you're feeling that in your butt cheeks, we're going to hold it for 60 seconds. If you start to feel it more in your lower back, or you start to feel it in the back of your leg here, which is common, it just means you don't have that control over the glutes. So from there, if you're feeling that, we're gonna just go legs straight. Same thing. We're gonna squeeze the butt cheeks and then just hold from there. It's a lot easier to hold the butt cheeks squeeze here, but it's more effective if you could do it with your knees bent. So again, if you can get this one and you feel it in your glutes, we're gonna hold it for 1 minute. You can do 3 sets of this, and the whole time your mind's learning how to use those glutes again. And then if you're having trouble, if you're feeling it here, you can come back down here and then just squeeze your glutes with your legs straight. Biggest tip I can give you on this one here is just push through your heels or the back part of your foot if you do feel it here in this hamstring. All right? And then we'll look at the core. So next one for the core, we're just gonna raise the legs up just like this. We're gonna pull the lower back flat. So we're pulling the lower back into the ground by tightening the stomach, pulling the belly button in. And then from here, we're gonna put arms up just like this. You can lay your head down flat, and we're gonna do what's called dead bugs. So you're gonna drop your arm and your opposite leg at the same time, not touching the ground. The biggest thing here is you've got to keep that back flat. Keep the back flat, keep the back flat that way, and we're gonna go opposite. 10 times each side, making sure you're keeping the back flat and not touching the ground with your arms or your feet. It's a great way to get more stability in your swing. All right, so I focused on mobility for the shoulders, stability, mainly for the lower body, but having that core and glutes engaged. The last thing is balance. And if you think about it, if you don't have the mobility to take a big backswing, and then you don't have the stability to control it, you're gonna be like, man, I don't have the balance. But it could be that you don't have the mobility or you don't have the stability. And once you get to moving better, you're gonna be stronger with the stability to be able to control it, but we still wanna work on your balance. When we work on balance, we wanna just work on balance exercises. So what does balance? Balance means being able to control your body through space. So the first thing I want you to do is you should have a club in your hand and just try and stand on one leg. You're gonna bend forward slightly as if you were in a driver posture, and that is gonna shift your weight to your butt cheek or your glute muscle. And that's, again, where all that stability is. So you've done those butt squeezes, now you're gonna put them to use. So all we're gonna do is you're gonna stand on one leg, balance, using that glute. Once you feel like you can do that, the reason you have the club in your hand is if you need it for extra support. Just don't break the shaft if you're using a driver. So we're going weights into the heel. We got that. I want you to be able to hold it for 15 seconds before you move on. If you feel like you can hold it for 15 seconds, next thing you're gonna do is just take the club like this, and you're just gonna make little movements side to side. You'll notice my shoulders are moving, not really my lower body, because I'm using that stability of the lower body to control my shoulder movement. We'll do the same thing on the other leg. You always want to be able to do the same thing. You might find that one leg is better than the other. That's very common. But once you can hold it 15 seconds without the club on the ground, we're going to, again, add that little shoulder turn. And then as you get better with this, you can start to take like a full swing. If you're a right-handed golfer, take a full backswing. It's going to be easier to turn into the leg than it is away from the leg, because once you start going away from the leg is when the hips start to move. So you can see the hips will start to move a little bit and they'll throw you off. So master those two, 15 seconds just standing on a leg, and then being able to make some good turns, and then you can move on to other balance exercises. All right, you worked on your balance, you got that, well, let's say you don't have it mastered, but you're working on it. Now we're gonna add this one in. So you're gonna take your golf club, you're gonna put your hands on each side. It doesn't necessarily have to be a driver. It's probably actually better with a shorter club. So what you're gonna do is start feet together, you're gonna step backwards with one foot, and then you're gonna rotate over your front leg. And then you're gonna alternate. So you're gonna do the other leg, and you're gonna rotate over the front leg. So you're always rotating into the front leg. A couple things with the lunge is you're gonna step back, not too far, not too close, just like what feels to a normal step. Your heel's never gonna go to the ground, and you're gonna drop your knee, this knee here. You're just gonna drop your knee down, and then you're gonna turn away from the back leg into the forward leg. So it's gonna look like this. Let's do 2 reps. So you're gonna go back, turn, come together, back, turn. So you're switching legs each time, back, turn, keeping a good shoulder plane, keep that club down, back, turn. That's gonna add a little bit more stability to the lower body as you're moving through movement. And you really could, once you get better at it, you can actually try and throw yourself off by turning faster and seeing how much stability and mobility you've built up. All right, so that's it. 6 exercises. If you're over 60, if you can master those things, I guarantee it's going to improve your golf game. I've seen it happen over 1,000 times with my clients in here. It just helps to get more mobile, get more stable, and it'll improve your balance. It'll allow you to swing faster. It'll give you more confidence while you're on the tee box that says you're going to hit the ball the same every time or close to the same. And I know the struggles that a lot of my clients have gone through and just trying to get better and trying to move better. And just with those 6 simple things, it's definitely going to improve. So good luck. I hope you hit it farther as you get older, and someday you're going to shoot your age.